Good morning, friends. I'm Dr. Ravindran, as you have already know. So, shall I start bullying you? I don't know why this particular topic was given to me. Do I look like a bully? I don't know. Really, I don't know. But anyway, friends, I'll also begin with my own personal story first, then talk further. Uh, it was probably 33, 34 years back. My child was in class 3 or 4. I don't remember. It was class 4th or 5th or maybe 3rd. I don't remember. My baby girl. She developed, stomach ache. She developed all kinds of illnesses. And those days I never thought, even though I was a psychologist, I was not actually very familiar with this term bullying. I have read it somewhere, here, there, sometime, but never thought something like that will be happening to me or my child. So she used to say, I'm not well, I'll take her to a doctor, I'll this. And sometimes I remember any other medical doctors, please forgive me, people started diagnosing her with whatever diseases they can think of. They started even treating them for, the girl for TB, thinking because there is a what we call lingering fever, especially coming in the afternoons and things like that. It was almost beginning to have ATT, anti-TB treatment. But I was a little careful. Probably a little bit of my psychology training helped me. I was not a well-known psychologist or anything those days. I was a young man who had just qualified as a psychologist. Then I thought, why not sit with my girl and have a conversation just out of. But what I'm trying to say, it took me about 5 to 6 months even to think it could have something psychological. I never thought, I'm a psychologist, my child, I have a close relationship with my child. This is what many of the parents are under the impression. If anything happens, the child will come and tell. And all the more, I have been trained how to be close to her child, how to listen to her, spend time with her. I was doing most of the things. And in spite of that, I never thought it could have something to do with this term now we are using as bullying. When I spoke with her, after a few minutes, she started crying. Then she said, she was, I think, class 5th, I am remembering now. It could be, she said, this happens to me, this happens to me, that happens to me. So it looked very silly. Oh, what are these? This is nothing. But I was a little careful. A little reading here and there had helped me. I did a 2 to 3 listening sessions with my daughter. That is when she came out with this particular thing. The term bullying was still not used because children do not know what bullying is. Neither the bully nor the victim. That is the problem. And many a time people like me, see, I'm a psychologist. In spite of that, it took about 5 to 6 months for me even to doubt anything psychological. Forget about it, whether it's bullying or whatever in, I didn't know. And what can happen to many parents is this, and people are under the impression that the children will share, children will not. Let us first say, children will never share with you. The percentage of children sharing their bullying incidents to their parents or teachers is only, the statistics says about 15%. That means 85% of children who are suffering from stomach aches, vomiting, fever, not wanting to go to school, not doing this, everything, maybe, not sharing with the parents. And why they don't share with the parents, that is another story. Many a time, now I know, many a time parents tell children, stand up for yourself. You deal with it yourself. And what the child thinks, she starts feeling, I am something bad, I am incapable, and that is the reason why people are bullying me. I deserve to be bullied. That is what she thinks. So many a times, parents' statements. And another thing, my daughter at such an early stage told me, Papa, I didn't want to tell you because it will embarrass you. Why? I said, why will you embarrass me, beta? You are a psychologist, no, beta. No, Papa, because I thought I am a psychologist's daughter, So therefore, if I say I am bullied at anything, I am not able to handle it myself, I mean, you will feel bad about it. Look at it. Children are thinking in these ways, and many a time, parents sometimes do a mistake also. I tell you what do they do? When the child comes and talk to them, Papa, this is happening, that is happening, either they don't listen, or many a times they will say, what did you do? The first question is, what did you do? As if she is responsible for the bullying, not the bully. Are you getting it? And when that question comes, the child is scared. And also many a time, parents' reaction, I still remember, I mean, one child, when they're not about bullying, it was something else. I don't know whether you have heard these terms like sexual bullying and all. It's all very rampant in the country now, especially through the cyber and other things. I remember one child when they was about to talk to the parent, and she said, Papa, my school, my classmate, it was a teenage class, I mean, my classmate Rahul, immediately the mother, what? He was asking for the mass copy. Oh my God, I was so scared, Becca. So the child decides, now I will not tell anything to this lady. She is so much scared of things and everything, I will just keep to myself. So many a time it is our reaction to what the child is about to say. And ever since this sexual bullying thing has happened, and in this country, especially in India, ever since this child sexual abuse, etc., has come to fore, parents are, sorry to say parents, if parents, most of you are parents only, to say like this, many a time parents consider certain things which are not a problem as a problem also. That is another issue that is confusing. We will have to actually define actually what is bullying. That is very, very important. Otherwise, we will start qualifying and classifying a small fight in the playground, bullying. I mean, somebody calling a name, bullying. Two children fighting each other, again bullying. It is not. We will first of all clarify what exactly is bullying. Otherwise, many a time, especially, I'm in India and talking to Indian parents, many a times we are a little overprotective about our children. I don't know whether you will agree with me or not. Many a times I have seen young mothers of class nursery, KG, class 1. I mean, the child is just playing in the ground outside. There is a wall covering the whole area. In spite of that, the mother is looking with the binoculars down. When anybody is pushing my child or doing anything, that child will be a victim one day. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? If you overprotect, a day is going to come. I mean, the child will not want to protect himself or herself. He will not be. Always he is expecting somebody else to protect and give guidance at every single moment. So overprotection is one enemy of a child developing into them. And parents, I am not worried about. There was a time parents had 5 children, 6 children. I myself remember my own family. I mean, we were about 18 children. Please don't misunderstand, not my parents. I mean, together the cousins of my father or mother, everybody. We were 18 children. I remember early in the morning when I go to my mother, Mama, I didn't get this thing. She looks at me like this. Which one is this? I mean, somebody like this has already taken the thing. Who is this? This was a time. Then all the children grew up beautifully. But now what is happening? First of all, parents are having 1 or 1.5 child. And every time they are worried whether he is growing like this or doing like that. I mean, if I tell you, I don't know whether the time will permit. The way parents are responsible many a time, I'm not wanting to blame parents, sometimes responsible for a child becoming a victim of bullying. I mean, they are too concerned, over concerned. Every time the child is scared. I mean, what is it? And she is looking like, who will come to protect me myself? I mean, so we will have to play between no rejection. You will be careful, but don't overprotect. I still remember, if I tell you an example I'm a practicing doctor, I hope you know, psychologist. So once a mother comes to my clinic and she took appointment after a lot of persuasion and all, and she came and said, Dr. Ravindran, ultimately I got you. Thank God. I said, what happened, ma'am? What is the problem? Sir, my child is not eating anything. Oh. I mean, since when he is not eating anything? Sir, ever since he was a small child, he is not eating. Oh my God, then that's a very sick problem. How old is he now? 9 years. Okay. Thank God, without eating anything, he has become 9-year-old. That is something wonderful. I said, please call this child. I mean, let me have a look at this fellow. You know what I expected? I expected a child you must have seen in, Uganda, Ethiopia, Kenya, some famine-affected areas, a child like that. My God, even today I remember that scene. The door opened and a person like a nobody sitting here I can see as fat as he is. He just came in and said, Mama. I said, this child doesn't eat anything. Dr. Ravindran, what I meant was, what I want, he doesn't eat. I said, please remember from today onwards, you eat what you want and give him what he wants and give my fees and run away. As well as. So parents becoming too overprotective about children is one reason for children becoming not able to protect themselves. So please remember, that doesn't mean when a child, comes to you and says something, don't say a few things. Number one, don't tell the child, you handle it yourself. The child jumps to the conclusion, I am the only one who is not able to handle it myself. That will further pull down his or self-esteem. Are you getting what I am trying to say? So, don't say like that. Listen. That is very important. And also don't do something like the child comes and tells the mother, Mama, this child in my class did this to me. Immediately mother runs to the school for a fight. Then also the child will never share it with the mother again, because cannot trust this lady. She will do insult to me. She will come and do such nonsense in the schools. It's a good idea to keep it to myself and be happy about it or sad about it. So very important for parents especially, remember, when a child comes and says something, he is suffering, that itself is a big thing. So first of all, you will encourage the child. How will you encourage him? Okay. And keep your face straight. Not like, what happened? Not like that. Okay. What happened? Okay. Just listening maybe what the child requires, all. Nothing more. And don't be in a hurry to take an action. Just reassure the child, I am with you. But consult him. What do you expect me to do? Many a time the child will say, Mama, come and talk to the teacher. Many a time the child will say, don't come to the school. Many a time he will say, I will handle it myself. Then the mother or the father has a duty to tell him, okay, beta, how will you handle it? What do you call it? Brainstorm with the child. Ultimately, we are not wanting anybody to protect the child, but make him capable of protecting himself. That is make important. So through a dialogue, the parent will have a dialogue with the child. What is happening? Will you classify it as bullying at all? Now coming back to where I began, one-off fights are not bullying. Many a time, boys will be boys. You must have heard about that. On a rainy day, one boy will run to the rain. Somebody will run after him, jump on him, sit there, play there, fall there, get up and come back. That is not bullying. In order to qualify anything as bullying, it has to have at least 3-4 elements. Number one, it should be a deliberate act to give pain. Intention is the most important thing. It should be deliberate. And secondly, it should be repeated, not once. And the third thing is, there is a power imbalance. It is unfair. Unfair in the sense, the bully, the child who is bullying, should be in some way more powerful than the victim. It need not be physical power. As the child was talking right now, it is not the physical power. The power can be verbal, can be psychological, the principal's son, not this school principal, some other schools. I mean, it could be a teacher's pet. So what kind of a power is there which is imbalanced? If only all these three things are what we call connecting, we will call a particular incident as bullying. So first of all, understand what is bullying. I told you what is it and how to react. And when the child comes and share, you should be in a position to listen only. Don't give advice immediately. Don't start acting. And third, one major thing is, if you are not in the habit of giving children time at home, not for his improvement, not for the homework, not to tell, look at him, look at her. I mean, you should also become like him. No. What we say, the most important gift that the parent can give a child, whether it is bullying, anything else in the world, is giving him quality time. That's most important. If only the child is in the habit of, if the child knows, I have a parent time, I have a time with my mama or papa every day or whenever it is actually possible, that is very important. Only then the relationship will develop and the child will be wanting to share with you. Not like child is coming from the school, mother start asking, Beta, what all happened in the school? The child will say, what happened? Whatever happened yesterday, today also happened. Why are you asking me every day? Or the child will also answer, what? Nothing is happening in the school. Then the mother goes and fights with the principal, in your school nothing is happening. Don't be too thing, but you will give children time when they want it. That is very important. They will set the wavelength, but you will have to tune your radio. Maybe you are making, vegetables, maybe you are sending a mail. That is when the child will come and say, Mama. Don't say, oh, you found this only now time when I am doing something. No, these are gods and opportunities. Let the vegetable burn, let your computer go to heaven and sit with the child on the floor if you want and listen to him. That's what you will do. So give time. Thank you very much. Thank you.